Hi, Tommy Bowlin here again with you. This is an updated version of the video that I put out about the Marshall DSL40CR 6-way foot controller. I put that out when I wasn't feeling too well, so this one ought to be much better and get right down to it. So let's get right down to it. Okay, this is the 6-way foot controller that you have to buy extra. The original one came with just two buttons, one for channel switching and one for turning on and off your effects loop, which might be okay if you're in the studio or at home, but if you're playing out, you don't have access to all four voicings, and this gives you access to all four voicings, your master volume, and your effects loop. And now this does correlate with the control panel on the amplifier. Your first button's for clean, second button for crunch, third button for overdrive 1, fourth button for overdrive 2, fifth button for master, for going in between master volume 1 and master volume 2, and your effects loop for turning it on and turning it off. And by the way, I have something to say about the effects loop. If some people might think there's a problem with that when they first turn on the amplifier, I will clarify that up. But anyways, these correlate exactly with the dash panel. So when you have it on clean, it's going to be, that's how your dash panel is going to look. Crunch is red because naturally that's going to be your hotter channel in your classic gain. And it, boom, see? Your overdrive 1. There you go. Now it's on overdrive 1 channel. Overdrive 2, obviously, because it's going to be the hotter of the two channels. Okay. Then you have your master volume. You can switch between master volume 1 and master volume 2. Okay. And it correlates with the color on the panel. And then you can turn your effects loop on or off and see it correlates with that. Now, what's going on here is, to better understand this video, I would go back and watch my video. It's called the Marshall DSL40CR Updated Simple Tutorial Revision 2. I made it much easier to understand. Okay, and I also left out some things on the first one. But anyways, this is pretty cool because it works just like the panel does. Let's see, we have it on clean. Whatever channel or voicing you have it on, it's going to remember what you had it on, if you had it on master volume 1 or 2, and if you had your effects on or off. And I'll give you a perfect example of that. Right now, I'll put my effects level on, my effects loop on, and then I'll go to channel 2. Notice how I have it on master volume 2 with my effects loop on. Well, I'm going to shut that off and we'll turn that on to a master volume 1. Now, when I go back to clean, it's going to memorize what I last had it on. Master volume 1 with my effects loop on. When I go to crunch, it memorized that I had my master volume 1 on with my effects loop off. Now, this works with all of them. See now, my overdrive 1, tell you what, I'll turn it to master volume 2 with my effects loop on. Overdrive 2, I'll turn it to effects loop 1 with my master volume 1, my effects loop off. See, I go back and it memorized that I had it on master volume 2 with my effects loop on. Then it memorized on my overdrive 2 that I had it on master volume 1 with my effects loop off. Okay, basically it's that simple. Alright, one thing I want to warn you about though, let's say you have it on overdrive 1 and you're going to go into a lead. Bam. Alright, I'm going to go into my lead because I've got my master volume 2 set louder. Okay, if you forget to turn that off and then go to a different voicing, then come back on, it's still going to have the master volume 2 on. And if you don't want that to be on, then all of a sudden it's going to blare. So just make sure that if you go into a lead, you shut that off before switching into a different channel or voicing. Unless you want to do it on purpose, unless you're going to go back into your lead your overdrive 1 and want to stay on your lead, then you would just leave it on. But basically it's that simple. Whatever voicing you have it on, it's going to remember what you had these two settings on. Master volume 1 or master volume 2, and your effects loop on or off. I hope that clarifies up a lot of things. Now let's get to the little portion about the effects loop. Okay, I'm going to turn my amp off. Oh, by the way, when you turn your amp off and back on, it's going to memorize all these things. But here's one thing I wanted to point out. This happens to mine. Might not happen to yours, I don't know, but it happens to mine. When I first turn my amp on, my effects loop light will be lit on. But watch this. See, there's no effects. So all I do is I turn it off and I turn it back on again. Then there's my effects. Okay? So definitely go back and look at my my Marshall DSL40CR volumes updated simple tutorial revision 2. It's much easier than the first video I made. I left some stuff out. And I hope this clarifies this about this pedal. I put on those stickers just for this video, but that'll give you should give you a pretty clear understanding of what this pedal does now. Thank you very much. Smile at somebody, might make their day, which might make your day. And thank you very much for watching the video. You might want to subscribe because you never know, I might come out with more revisions on things I find that I maybe have missed on a video, and I'll put up a revision on it. Plus also I'm going to be starting to give guitar lessons totally free. This will be great for beginners and even intermediate players that may have one part of the neck down and another part of the neck down, but don't have the full neck down. I'm going to start out with the A minor pentatonic scale, which is very widely used in rock, and pentatonic 5-note scale, so there's 5 positions. So I'm going to teach you all 5 positions one at a time. And so, like I say, for intermediate guitar players, you know, if you know position 1 and position 3, but don't know the other positions, this will put it all together for you. I'm going to teach you how to use it diagonally too, and put the positions together. You'll just become a guitar monster after that. Thank you very much. God bless. Have a good day.